Welcome to the podcast, Tips for Your Tits.
I'm your host, Claire Ginsler, and I've been working in the fashion industry as a fashion stylist and a bra expert for over 30 years. In this podcast, we aim to empower, inspire, and lift you to look after your tits. This week, my special guest is Claudia from Hey the Closet, a platform that empowers women to live with a fuller bust.
Claudia, welcome to the podcast. How are we today?
Much. Yeah, really good, thank you. Feel privileged to be here.
You're looking amazing, very glamorous, and you've got your beautiful bosoms out.
Yes, I thought, it was appropriate.
Now, I ask all my guests, the first question is, what do you actually call your breasts?
I actually heard a good one recently.
Oh, wow.
Your Michael Bublé's.
Oh, wow. Not heard that
was
before.
Fabulous. I call them, it depends really. I think, with some people, I'll just say, boobs, tits, breasts. It really depends.
Yeah. Last week we had bosoms. And I
Yes.
love that. That kind of quite old-fashioned, but bosoms were coming out. So tell me more about Hey the Closet and what was your mission for it?
When I set up Hey the Closet, I never thought it would turn into what it is today.
Wow.
So it was in lockdown. I set it up selling my clothes.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I had just quit my job for the NHS and I was living with my son in a flat. Me and my now husband were having a bit of a break. It was a hard time for people. I grew up in Portugal.
Okay.
So I booked to go for a month. And whilst I was packing, I was thinking to myself, why have I got all these clothes?
Yeah.
I need to, and it just it made me rethink everything. So my personal page is Hey Claudia.
Right.
So hence why Hey the Closet.
Yeah.
Because I was going to sell my clothes. And I'd put the clothes on and take the pictures in the mirror. And I sold so many clothes. I ran out of clothes to sell.
Wow.
And people said, please don't stop posting your outfits because we really like how you put things
So you were styling up giving people styling tips.
Yeah, because I had a larger bust, I was giving people tips, and I started being approached by brands.
Okay. Lingerie brands?
Lingerie, yes, yeah.
Yeah.
I did have some clothing brands as well.
Okay.
But mainly, and I signed up to so Pour Moi had an ambassadorship, a scheme, a program, and I never thought that I'd get into it, and here we are.
Do you feel that you had that confidence with your body, that positivity before, or do you think that the content you made, do you think that gave you the confidence?
I think it's a bit of both.
Yeah.
So it's definitely been a journey. I've not always been really confident about my body. My boobs changed quite a lot when I got pregnant.
Yeah.
10, nearly 11 years ago, because I went up to a 34J.
Wow.
And I was already fuller busted.
Yes.
So, and it was really hard, and it did have an impact on my pregnancy as well. I just didn't feel I could wear what I'd usually wear.
So you struggled to find outfits that would work?
Mainly because I didn't have the right foundations.
Yes.
I didn't have the right bra.
Yes.
And that is why I'm so passionate about it.
Yeah.
Women spend so much money on buying different tops, all these dresses, and they still feel like they haven't got anything to wear. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't look right. Start with your foundations.
Absolutely.
It changes everything.
Absolutely.
If you're wearing good lingerie, well-fitted lingerie, it's not to look slimmer, although you will find that you do sit up straight.
It gives you a lift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does impact your posture. Everything looks better.
And confidence. You can see in the mirror that your boobs are fitting within your bra, and then your outfit, your outerwear is going to fit. Then you have that natural confidence that comes. How did you discover your right size? Or have you always been good at that?
No, not at all. So, like I said, I grew up in Portugal. And when I turned 12, I was a bit of a tomboy. One of my friends at school said, you need to start wearing a bra. And I remember just feeling like, what do you mean? And it felt strange, and it felt...
Had you not worn any sort of like a bralette or anything before?
Nothing.
Or crop top?
No.
Okay.
No, nothing. My mum was a fuller busted woman. It then got to the point, because I loved running, PE teachers were pulling me aside and saying, you need something to support you.
Okay.
And it was embarrassing. I always played with the boys and climbed trees with the boys, and all of a sudden they were looking at me differently, and they were treating me differently. And to begin with, because I was just a kid, I didn't really understand why that was happening. And I just felt wrong, because I was like, why all of a sudden, they're not treating me the same? And then there were assumptions, because I had the body of a woman, then I must have lost my virginity, I must be doing this and that. Even my own mum, she was quite judgmental because I had the body of a woman. So it was really hard.
Did you have anyone to turn to?
No, especially because in Portugal, women are very petite. If you want bigger busted bras, you would have to go to a specialist. When my teachers, started saying you need to look for some support, I remember going home and saying to my mum, and she took me to the supermarket, and all they had were little bralettes. And she said, well, this is it.
Wow. Yeah.
Obviously, I've been gone since I was 18, so maybe things have changed now.
Yeah.
But you had to go to a specialist. I then went into higher education, and I remember that it was an all-girls Catholic school.
Okay.
And I was called in the office, and the head said, she was a woman, and she said to me, you're a really intelligent woman, Claudia, and I don't want you to be judged by how tight your shirt is. And I was completely covered.
Yeah.
I remember just feeling so inadequate.
Yeah.
And again, this is why I am so passionate. Again, it's human. We're going to judge people, but we need to break that stigma.
Absolutely.
That someone that perhaps has more curves or is flaunting that a part of their body, or they're feminine, or, why should that mean that they're less intelligent? That they're less of anything.
That they're more sexual, and to be treated as exactly more sexualised by the size of your breasts and your curves.
Yes, it wasn't the easiest journey.
And I found that a lot of people I've talked to, a lot of women I've talked to, they said the comments that have really hurt them have come from women.
Yes.
It's about the women as well. Let's educate each other and support each other.
Absolutely.
And learn look at our boobs and learn that size doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But what does matter is wearing the right size, the right bra. Because then your boobs are going to look better in place, and it's going to give every woman confidence by wearing the right size bra. Now, I want to ask you, when did you know that you at last were wearing the right size bra? And where did you get that fitting?
So I was buying from the high street, and yes, I was popping out.
Were you aware that your bras weren't fitting?
Not necessarily, and I think that is the reality of many women, is that you just put up with it. You just... You perhaps experience pain, or it doesn't quite fit right, but you put up with it. You just think that's normal, and that bras just feel uncomfortable, and so you just think it's part of being a woman. And it wasn't until I was pregnant with my first son that I was properly measured.
Can I ask where you were properly measured?
Bravissimo.
They're really good, because they don't use tape measures. They do it by sight, and they try on obviously lots of different bras, but they're good for a fuller cup.
Yes, I think there's such a huge misconception, because I speak to a lot of women that think, oh, I'm not big enough to go to Bravissimo. I've spoken to them, and they are more than happy, whatever size you are, to measure you, to get you into the right size. Even if they can't help you, they'll try their best to sort of guide you and send you to somewhere else. But most of the time, people don't realise that a D is not actually that big.
It's not anymore. It's actually probably a lot of women that I've styled, they are a D cup. They're wearing probably a C, and some are wearing, smaller than that. And I go straight away, you're not that size, you're a D. And actually a lot of them are double D. And the first reaction for them is, oh, I'm not that big, as if it's a bad thing. I'm like, you're still the same size, you've just been wearing the wrong bra. And actually, it's not that big anymore.
The media has a huge influence in that, because if we think back to Katie Price, you know, she's flaunting her double Ds. I mean, she's like a J.
There's
and
no
K
way
cup.
she's a double D,
She is
exactly.
not. But we've
Yeah.
grown up, you know,
Yes.
hip hop songs saying her double Ds. All of that has had an influence. Of
course.
And also women have this thing about not being big, we're constantly trying to make ourselves smaller. Our bodies are always changing.
Absolutely.
They are constantly fluctuating.
Yeah.
That's why I think it's so important for women not to just go to someone to find out their size, but also get to know their bodies, get to know their boobs. How should a bra fit? And this is why education is so important, because if you know how a bra should fit, you might have a fitting and in 6 months' time think, actually, that doesn't feel quite right anymore. There's so many women nowadays as well, they are scared of touching their bodies. They're scared of...
looking in the mirror.
Looking in the mirror.
Absolutely. There's a lot of emotion behind it.
Yes.
And I think then when I've actually styled all these women, when you put them in a white bra, you put them in a white outfit, they actually start crying. It's overwhelming because it's bringing about, they go, oh my God, I look beautiful. They can see that they look beautiful. And I'm like, you always have this body. This body hasn't changed.
Yeah.
We've given you the right support.
That's it.
That's what it is.
Yeah. That's what confidence is. A good set that fits right, is comfortable, and just something that I feel good in. It just completely changes my mood, how productive I am.
So many women having that, when you look at their bras, they have these bras they never touch, never wear. I'm like, you should be wearing that.
Yeah.
Wear that on a Monday when you're feeling down. Wear that bra that you never wear on a Monday.
For you.
Please, for you. But also it's like experimenting with the different styles that are out there. What's your favourite style currently?
So my two go-to are balcony.
Balcony or balconette?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a plunge. I love a plunge.
Okay, you're like me. I'm the same.
Balcony or balconette, I like... It's supportive, but it gives you a bit of...
A lift.
A lift.
A bit of a cleavage.
Yes, yeah. And after breastfeeding 2 children,
Did you lose that fullness?
Yes, I did, yes.
Yeah, it's very common.
Yeah, exactly. And even with women that haven't breastfed or had
aging.
Children, it's gravity. Yeah. And that's another thing that I tell my audience, because they all say, well, mine aren't as perky as yours. And I say, it's the bra. Every pair of boobs is different. Yeah. And they're sometimes different.
Different sizes.
Yeah. So I have one bigger than the other.
So do I.
And it's extremely common. Yes, you can find out your size, but then also is finding the right style.
And that can change depending on what you're wearing.
Once you know your size and the shape of your boobs, which you can find out with a professional, then it's a whole world of discovery, because there are so many bras nowadays that you can play around with.
So let's just put out there a few of the styles. So you've got the t-shirt bra.
Yes, I struggle with that one. Most t-shirt bras have a
Padding.
but then they don't give you the lift, so I can't feel it.
I tend to have gaps at the top. I feel lack of confidence. I feel like my boobs have deflated in a t-shirt bra.
And that you need to find a bra that fits you. It's not about you. And it's the same with clothes.
So there's, the t-shirt bra, the balcony we've mentioned, the push-up. I guess you don't need the push-up.
It just doesn't tend to sit very well. I don't feel as confident.
What brands do you wear currently that suit you?
I'm a big fan of Curvy Kate's. Obviously, I am an ambassador for them. They were sort of the first brand that really believed in me. I love them because they have so many different styles that are comfortable, but also they have sexier pieces.
Yes.
For so long, I just felt like I had to be in a beige granny bra. So this is Curvy Kate.
The body suit.
It's the body
so
suit.
that means it's nice and flat. Has it got boning or is it stitching?
It's stitching, yeah. Okay. So it's very comfortable to wear. It does have a lot of hooks at the back.
How did you get it on today then?
No, I just
You just worked it.
Yeah, I'm an independent woman.
I can do the back.
Yeah.
Can you wear it strapless?
I am wearing it with straps today, and I'm wearing it cross
racer back.
Yes, racer back.
Yeah.
And again, because this is padded, it does help bring them so I'm not gaping at the top.
Is that a 30G?
This is a 30G. Yeah.
Do you sometimes have to go down, like to kind of do the sister sizes?
I try not to sister size for pieces that I wear every day, because I don't find they are comfortable enough. But if it's something that you're only going to wear for a few hours, so this you could possibly sister size, but I wouldn't advise it for your perfect fit.
Can you explain what sister size is?
Say I'm a 30G, and if I had to go up in the band, that would be a 32, then you have to go down in the cup.
I'm a 32 double D, and I find that really comfortable and still supports with the bands right. But I do sometimes go to a 30E. Now I'm, size 6'8", so I kind of fluctuate between those two sizes. And I do find that sometimes a 30E, after a while, it makes me feel really uncomfortable. It's like, I can't wait to get it off. So I tend to stick to 32 double D, and I do get that support. I know I feel it, because I want the band, obviously, as we all say, to feel snug. Have you ever had a funny or potentially embarrassing story, which I'm sure you have, related to your boobs?
I went into a changing room and I got stuck in a dress.
Oh my goodness. I just remember when I was developing and my nipple was really hard and I thought I was dying. Actually, when I got told by my mum, you're becoming a woman, she was excited and happy for me. I just felt more mortified because, again, I was like, you just want to cover.
Yeah. And what does that mean, becoming a woman? At
yeah,
that
exactly.
age.
There was a lack of education, which I think there's more. I hope there's more education now.
I competed swimming when I was younger.
Oh, did you?
And I was the only swimmer with boobs. And I remember there would be groups of boys. They'd come and say, that's Claudia, the only one with boobs. And
wow.
Yeah, so I just felt a bit dirty, really. I just felt I was doing something that I loved. And yeah, it just made me feel inadequate. It wasn't the body I chose. That's not so much of a funny story.
No, but that's a story. And that's the whole point of this, is like, we've all got stories. So I'm going to ask you, when did you start to feel comfortable with your boobs?
That's only been in recent years. Growing up, I was the friend with boobs. And it wasn't a title that I was pleased about. And I remember comments, we'd go for dinner and friends, obviously they meant no harm, but they'd be like, oh, we've got extra 2 at the table because of my larger chest.
And was that girly friends as well,
yes,
saying that to you?
And
would you laugh that off?
Yes, I would. And that's what I've done all my life.
Yeah.
It's only true confidence and embracing them has only been in recent years.
Gosh.
Yes.
Hey, the closet, that has then given you...
Yes, because again, it has helped me see that there are other women out there that go through the same. Seeing how they look at their bodies and how they speak about their bodies, it's made me think, gosh, why are we doing this to ourselves? It's not our fault. And the trouble isn't having big boobs. The trouble is how we've been made to feel about having big boobs.
Do you think that's changing?
I'm really hoping so.
I mean, social media, and I've discussed this before, that, the campaigns coming out by certain brands, and they are, including diversity, they're including kind of a good range of body shapes, of sizes. And I think that it's taken a while.
Yeah.
It's taken a long while. We should have been doing this a lot earlier, but it is, especially in the lingerie, in the bras, I've definitely noticed there's a big kind of new brands coming out.
Yeah.
Let's showcase real women.
Yeah.
So I feel that's helping the education.
And it's really amazing as well, because there are women that are filibustered women that have taken it into their own hands, and they're starting these brands. And I think that is incredible. It just shows how capable we are.
Yeah.
And it's really exciting.
I watched one of your Instagram lives, and you had Mary from Mary, is that correct?
Yeah.
And she's done an award-winning sports bra.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, I'm a jogger, but I'm more noticing everyone else's boobs jogging around at the moment.
She said that the focus usually with sports bra is that everyone talks about the up and down.
Yeah,
and actually,
the bounce.
Yes.
The bounce.
And actually our boobs go in a figure of 8. So
really?
they don't
Okay.
just move up and down, but it wasn't taken into account. And so she thought, I'll start my own.
If you go jogging, you need that product.
Yeah, that's it. A lot of sports bras for filibustered women tend to be really restrictive and not the most aesthetically pleasing. And we see everyone else with all these pretty bras. So hers, I really like the colours that she's done. Yeah, I'm really excited to try it.
So, Claudia, I have called in some bras from some brands that are great for the fuller cup size.
Oh, look at
And
that.
to show you,
What
Claudia,
a bra drove
we
you've
have
got.
a little bra drove, and one of the brands is Playful Promises. It's very sexy bras, okay? So I called in this one. This is a Holland strappy, if you want to have a look. It's kind of fishnet, I guess,
Yeah,
with a satin
beautiful.
trim. But it's also got this bondage that's very on trend at the moment, the bondage straps. Obviously, the straps on the shoulders are nice and thick, so they give you that support. The mesh is sheer. I like showing my nipples, so it's kind of, for me, seduction is there. But then you've got the bondage straps that you can adjust. Because obviously, everyone, as we've discussed already, different fullness.
Yes, that's it.
You know. So that's called the Holland.
Yeah.
The Holland.
Yeah.
And that is from a size 30 double D to a 44 double A. This is a version of it, but a longer line bra.
Oh, I love long line
So
ones.
why do you like long line there?
Growing up, I loved seeing them on the shop windows, but they never had my size. And I do think they're very flattering on the body.
Do you find them comfortable to wear? Do they ride up occasionally?
Some styles, but not the ones that I own. I haven't tried Playful Promises before.
Because they've got boning here, like a corset style boning, that means it's not going to ride up.
Yeah.
So, and I think actually, as long line bras go, it's not that long.
No,
So I think it's going to be super comfortable, and I think, the boning will keep it in place. This, obviously the colour, we've got the fuchsia
beautiful.
pink with the indigo blue, panache.
Yes, a brand I really like.
Yeah.
They are just really good.
Yeah.
They have some really playful styles. I really like their spring collection that came out this year.
Sure.
For colours, they had the embroidery.
Yeah.
They were fun bras. They were, and they had the sheerness.
Yeah.
So I really like that. Yes.
I love wearing colours at the moment. You know, there's a lot of brands out there doing pink, and I think it's nice to have a bit of colour underneath as well as outside.
I agree.
This is by Bravissimo. It's called the Nelly bra.
They've based it off the mini.
Yes, which was one of their bestseller bras. Absolutely.
Yes. But this one has a plunge. It's the plunge style.
Plunge style and a scallop. It has a
Yes.
scallop, which is again is not too long, but it has a little bit more longer line than a normal
it's
bra.
very beautiful on, and it's got the J-hook option, which I find is really good for distributing the weight of the breast across the shoulder. And last week I did a bra fitting where the lady experienced shoulder pain, and so the bra that I suggested had a J-hook, and she said it makes such a difference.
I find with this bra, it was so much prettier on. So we talked about sports bras earlier. So I wanted to mention this. This is Aero Cool. Do you know it's by Royce Lingerie?
Oh yes, I know Royce.
So this is the first UK non-wired sports bra.
Right.
And they do actually say on the website, go up a cup. But I think I have to actually go up a band. And I think if you don't like wires, it's just a good option to go for.
Got my lucky dip bag.
Your lucky tip bag that we like everyone to bring. So these are your bras from your own current wardrobe, I guess.
Yes. So because we were speaking about sports bras,
Yeah.
I will just show this one by PB. It's a small female brand. It's the only bra in the UK that they've based it off biomechanics, and it's been tested in a university.
Okay. What's
It
the fabric?
has
Because it looks really stiff.
Yes. So
I feel it.
it's bonded, but when you have it on, I must say you don't. It doesn't feel stiff at
Okay.
all. So you have a lot of adjustability. But anyway, I just thought I'd mention them
I've
because
not. So who's the brand again?
So they're called PB, Personal Best.
I shall look at Personal Best.
One bra that I always get asked about is the strapless bra. It's my go-to.
I feel it. Who's it by?
Curvy K. They have a newer one which is called the Super Plunge. If you're looking for one that won't fall down, then this is the one. The Luxe.
The Luxe. Okay, I've heard the Luxe.
And
so it doesn't move, because
No.
that's the one thing about strapless bras. All my friends say is, I love it. I put it on and then it just moves. And so this one stays in place.
stays in
up.
place.
Wow.
Yes,
okay.
the band is nice and firm, but it doesn't feel really uncomfortable. And the cups hold up. It is padded, which I tend to have a problem with, not filling it. But yeah, it has been my go-to for years.
Okay, I'm
I've
gonna
had
try
it up to a J cup.
Okay.
And the support has been consistent.
Yeah.
As a strapless, I stand by this one, the Luxe.
Okay, good to recommend.
Then one that really surprises
Ooh.
people.
Yeah.
Again, it's something that I didn't have growing up. Something strappy, lightweight, sexy, sheer. But I've worn this under a t-shirt, and people get put off by the strappy
I like those
but
straps.
it's really soft
Yeah.
and it just sits
exactly.
very nicely. They do different colours.
I think on those straps are really, they don't stand out and say, but they're really elegant as well as being sexy. So and if anything, they show your curves of your breasts.
Yeah, so I really like this one because it's one that I can wear every day because it's so lightweight and supportive.
And that's Curvy Kate again.
This is their sister brand, Scantilli.
Oh, Scantilli, yeah, no.
And then finally, I had to include a bodysuit because I'm a sucker for a bodysuit.
Yeah.
And it's for no one else, to be honest. The internet sees more of my lingerie than my husband. He's not fast. He's like,
seen it all before. Yeah, take it off. Exactly.
So this is the swerve.
That's gorgeous. Yeah.
And it gives you the best cleavage
Does
of
it?
your life. Yeah. I'm gorgeous because the panels and everything.
Yeah, the panels.
It's really flattering. It's seamless.
Great.
So, and it's really comfortable down where the hooks are because
And
it's
actually, the
padded.
underwire feels really thicker than normal. It feels like a really wide underwire. Maybe that's helping the push.
Yeah,
up.
but it feels lightweight as well. And because of this style, the alter neck, I find is really supportive because it distributes the weight. So
Quite a high neckline.
It is, but you don't feel restricted. No,
Yeah.
not at all. And again, you can adjust straps.
Okay, well, you've got a good set of bras there, which I expected from you. Claudia, what would you say to the women out there who are struggling with their confidence, struggling to get the right fitted bra?
Get a bra fitting, and I would suggest that you go to an independent fitter or somewhere like Bravissimo. And then in terms of confidence, it's very easy for me to say, embrace it. It's a journey. It's not linear. But surrounding yourself with and listening to podcasts like this just gives you that uplift.
Yeah.
And it's not about your boobs, it's how you look at it. If you are confident in who you are as a person, then you are not going to let those outside voices, if now the fashion is to be skinny or is to have curves or is to look like Kim Kardashian, because you have to work with your body.
Absolutely.
And that never goes out of style.
No, exactly.
Confidence just never goes out of style.
Yeah.
So
it's like you say, working with what you've got and making the best of what you've got.
That's it.
And seeing it as the best, saying this is me, and I'm gonna wearing the right size bra will help that, give that confidence.
Yeah.
Saying this is me. What's the future for Hey the Closet?
Well, I hope that I can keep helping many women.
I'm sure you can.
Yes.
I'm sure you do.
And it's so wonderful to see this community grow. 92% of women aren't wearing the right bra.
Absolutely.
And that is your foundation for everything. So the more of us that are shouting about it, educating women.
Yeah. To help themselves, really. It's so that they can see, okay, I know how to, what a good fit bra looks like now. I'll go and educate myself. I'm going to go out there and try on different bras, different styles, and work what's right for me. That's all we're trying to do.
And I'm now offering bra fittings as well.
Are you?
Because
Brilliant.
women have been following me for so long. They have said, I feel comfortable with you. It's like I know you. So I want to book in with you.
Do you do that online?
Yes,
and in person?
Yeah. So I had both this week. I've been that person that, is hiding. I used to, even my posture, everything.
Yeah.
And there's nothing to be ashamed of.
No.
So I really understand. And I just want to keep empowering women.
Exactly. And that's exactly what this is about. Tits for your tits. It's exactly about empowering women and giving them back confidence. Thank you very much for joining us. I know you're really busy. You're running off somewhere, another bra show. But thank you so much for taking time out. Thank you for joining us on this episode with Claudia from Hey the Closet. Do join us next time. Please don't forget to subscribe and follow us on all the social media platforms. #tips for your tits.